Mallorca hosted Real Valladolid on Saturday afternoon, with the Balearic Islands side looking to maintain their push for a European place. Early on it was the visitors who pressed forward, relegated a couple of weeks ago, back to LaLiga high promotion, the first time of asking. It was, they've had the first opportunity. The ball swung in by Chucky. And at the far post, Enai Chomat connecting. A save from the legs of Dominic Grief, denying the visitors' central defender. And still it was the visitors who pressed, and that pressure was rewarded. 10 minutes in, and Real Valladolid took the lead. Chucky finding the net at the far post to make it 1-0. The ball won back in midfield by Tamas Nekicha. Raul Moro interchanging passes with Juan Milatasa for racing past Martin Valiente to pick out Chucky and make it 1-0. Fine work by Raul Moro down the left-hand side of the area to create the opening and indeed create the first goal. So the visitors ahead, and the onus very much on Mallorca to pull themselves back into proceedings. Dani Rodriguez on that occasion supplying the returning Vedat Morici, making his first start for over a month for the home team. Still, there were mistakes being made at the other end of the field, and Chucky could well have doubled his and Valladolid's lead. And once again, it was Raul Moro who picked out the number 28 in the centre. Grief in the Mallorca goal, not quite believing what he was seeing in front of him. On that occasion, Omar Mascarell had his pass blocked out. Moro with the flick in. Chucky with the ball just behind him on that occasion, not able to find the back of the net. But a let-off for Mallorca. Then Chucky would steer himself into a position. He could have picked out Latasa down the left, but instead went for goal himself, much to the frustration of the number 14. Mallorca began to grow into the game and press forward on this occasion. The ball into the middle, left Vedat Morici on the floor, but the home team played on, while their striker stricken in the centre after the collision with Antonio Candela. And a shot deflected its way out wide to the far side. Takuma Sano ran onto it. It was the initial shot from Samu Costa that deflected into the path of the Japanese forward, who did very well to react. It was a really good save from Andre Ferreira to ensure that Valladolid stayed in front. And then the keeper come racing out again on that occasion. Not required, as Dani Rodriguez just overran the pass from Maffeo. Maffeo with a 1-2 with Asana before finding Dani Rodriguez, but he just wasn't able to connect with it. Then Pablo Maffeo would find a pocket of space and deliver the cross, which would bring the equaliser. Omar Mascarell finding the back of the net. 27 minutes on the clock, and it was 1-1 at Mallorca Son Moix. Delight all round. The period of pressure would tell. Mascarell sneaking in at the far post. Luis Perez reacting too late. As the number 5 steered the ball down into the ground and beyond the reach of Ferreira. So the home side back on terms. Valladolid certainly not giving up on this occasion. Chucky down the left would find Luis Perez, his low drive. Turned away and behind. Caught the ball well. Dominic Grief thought he'd got both gloves to it. Turned it behind for a corner, but a decent save and a decent break again from the away team. Then there'll be another fine save from Andre Ferreira at the other end on that occasion. It was Mascarell with the header down. Martin Valiente thought he'd flick it in, only to be denied by the keeper. And then the captain, Antonio Rayo, rose highest at a corner to nod over the crossbar. As the first half went on, Mallorca became more and more dominant. On that other occasion, the offside flag would go up, but it would be a superb challenge nonetheless in the area, just to ensure that Takuma Asano was not able to find a way through. Zerai Choma, the Switzerland international, who went across into the second half. It wouldn't take long for Mallorca to complete the comeback. Asano picking out Sergi Darder on the edge of the area. The midfielder took one touch to compose himself and a second to steer the ball past Ferreira and into the bottom corner of the net. Good work from Asano to control as Real Valladolid just stepped off. And it really was a fine finish from Darder to make it Mallorca 2, Valladolid 1. Valladolid would try their luck again from a corner. On this occasion, Raul Moro's ball in would be headed home. And Los Pucelanos thought that they'd equalised. Absolute delight from the number 6, Cenkos Casar. And from the pocket of fans celebrating in the upper echelons at Estadio Mallorca Somos. The VAR would review the incident and find that Raul Moro's ankle was offside. Goal disallowed. Alvaro Rubio, the Valladolid boss, having that sinking feeling once more as he began to ring the changes. Chucky, one of those withdrawn in the second period for the away team. Ivan Sanchez, one of those brought on as he played the ball into the feet of Selim Amala, who took aim from distance. From the gloves of Dominic Grief. Mallorca would go in search of a third. On that occasion, Vedat Murici meeting the centre from the left from Johan Mojica, but he was only able to prod the ball wide. Murici's game would come to an end as he was replaced by Carl Larin. The Canada international off. Carl Larin would get himself involved early on. On this occasion, laying the ball back to fellow substitute Antonio Sanchez. Although he would shoot high and wide. Too far away, certainly had Andre Ferreira flying across the goal, just in case it were to sneak inside the far post. And changes for Valladolid made as they try to find a way back in. Anwar off the bench. would be Adam Asnau, who would draw another save from Dominic Grief, the Barcelona-born youngster on loan from Bayern Munich, sending that one in left-footed, but a central effort nonetheless. Chummer would limp out of the action. Marcos Andre on in his place, but it would be the striker that started, Juanmi Latasa, who would go forward and try and steer that, but at the far but at the far post. The goalkeeper just getting a touch on it. Player to be voted man of the match, Sergi Darder, would then receive a round of applause from the home supporters as he made his way off. Mallorca in the closing stages would have to sit back and defend. Adam Asnau just about summed up Valladolid's efforts in the closing moments to earn a point from the game. Another ball would go in. Juanmi Latasa would try his luck. Adam Asnau then skipping through, but seeing his effort blocked. Mateo Mori went down somewhat theatrically to earn Mallorca a free kick and to take the pressure off. So Mallorca on their way to a valuable 3 points to maintain their push for a European place. Valladolid, 27 losses for the season. As it finished at the Estadio Mallorca Somos, Mallorca 2, Real Valladolid 1.